That's lunch.
All right, we're gonna jump in, and I'm Carol Carter from GlobalMindEd, and I am delighted to welcome you all with Dr. Plashan McCune today to our first Industry Marketplace Lunch and Learn. Dr. Plashan McCune is a national and global trauma-informed teaching expert who has taught and led at every level within K-12 and some levels that also within higher education. She's the founder and the CEO of Higher Learning, LLC, where she works with educational leaders on multiple levels to close the equity gap. She's part of GlobalMindEd's leadership team, and she's been one of the main people really masterminding our industry marketplace, which was going to be live and is now virtual. So people can be enjoying it far long after today. So welcome, Plashan, and we're delighted to be here. And thanks so much for organizing all of this.
Thank you. And it's so nice to see all the beautiful faces. Thank you so much, Carol. And thank you for making this possible, Carol, because you care about equipping a diverse workforce through GlobalMindEd. And thanks, Celeste. So we want to welcome everybody, and we want to say that we're doing this because we want to bring access to different careers to your living room, kitchen, table, wherever it is you are doing the world today, right? We want to encourage parents to bring your students and students to bring your parents because we want to experience some demonstrations from our young people of the things they're doing and would like to do. And we want to ask you too, if you have some ideas for some careers that you want to bring forward to introduce to people's living rooms, dining rooms, and kitchens, and some people's offices, put them in our chat over there, and we will look at those for our next Lunch and Learn opportunities. Also, we have the questions and comments available, so please do that. And please be patient with us because this is our first. We will debrief this and figure out how to do it better, but today, be patient with us. So I want to jump right in because this is more interactive, right? And I want to introduce, and I'm just going to say their names, and then Jesus and his sister will take over and do a brief demonstration for us. So the leaders today would be Lisa Weinberg, Jocelyn Robinson, Jeremy Ham, Mark Babcock, and Wayne Wyatt. And our young leaders are Jesus and Zua. Did I say that correctly? Yes. And they're going to start right now with a demonstration. So sit back, relax, grab your water, and lunch. And let's learn from our young people. Jesus, make sure to unmute because I can't hear you. Jesus, you ready? Celeste, can you unmute them for us?
I think.
Can you hear us now?
Yay, we can hear you. Okay, I need a bigger picture of Jesus. How can I see Jesus?
Go to speaker view, but he's got to be speaking. That's his
Talk, people, so we can hear you.
Hey, hi, how are you guys?
Good, welcome, Jesus. Thank you for doing this.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me here.
Go.
Okay, so
Stage, Jesus Fernandez. Welcome. Do your thing.
all right. So today we're going to be building a small box out of 2x4s, and right now we're going to be cutting and measuring our 2x4 to the length of 18 to make the box equal. Then we're going to be cutting the board.
Are we? Did we do it? Don't try this at home without supervision and training, by the way.
Training.
Okay. So So we would be putting the box together, and so far what I've learned with Mark, since I was younger, I used to do construction with my dad, but now I do construction a safer way, more with more rules applied, knowing how to properly do the work. And then right now we're going to be making sure that the wood is put level together, and always keep your fingers apart, a distance from the board to make sure you don't hit yourself with the nail.
Jesus is adjusting. These nailers have 2 settings, so he's putting it on a safer setting for himself.
Okay, and then now we're gonna do the same thing to both sides, and as you can see, it's coming out as a
And I thought something really cool. We're in Jesus's backyard. So these 2 projects here are actually high school projects that Jesus made 3 years ago?
3 years ago.
3 years ago now. There we go, a box made.
Do you guys have any questions?
Yay, good job, Jesus. What could we do with that box?
You could either use it for like a gardening, if you want to, put a small garden in your backyard. You can use it as you can create a lot of different stuff with it. You can add it to it and make it even like a small wall for like a doghouse. You can create, different kind of, maybe even a picture frame.
Okay. Nice.
You can add it, make it into a table.
So it could be the base of a lot of things.
Yes.
Even a wall, right?
Yeah. Well, like a small for like a doghouse or
Okay.
a dollhouse.
Mhm. Cool. Thank you. Jesus, would you like to tell us anything about your experience in learning that and how you got to do what you're doing?
Yeah. So when I was in high school, back a couple of years ago, I wasn't really planning on doing anything like big or going to college or anything. And I was just gonna either work at a restaurant or work with my parents in his company. But obviously with me not being able to graduate on time because of what I used to do and not paying attention, with this program that the school provided us on teaching us different careers that we can go ahead without going to college, it gave me an opportunity to become something bigger, be able to do something and become even a manager someday at a company.
Good.
Now that I'm at a high school, I'm actually working with Mark with HHP, and I am one of the general contractors with HHP, and I'm also like someone who's there and doing some of the labor with the houses.
Great. Zua, how do you feel about what your brother is doing?
I feel good. I'm really proud of my brother. He brought joy to our family, and I'm really glad for him that he did this.
So what do you want to be, Zua?
I honestly don't know yet. I'm thinking about that.
Okay, so you're thinking about what you want to be.
Yeah,
Do you think you can do what your brother does?
maybe.
Do you think that you can do it being a girl?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. As long as you know that you're a girl and you can do it, that's what I want to know. All right, Lisa, can you introduce Mark? And
Sure. So
thank you. I'm sorry, Lisa. Thank you, Jesus and Zua. I appreciate you so much, and hope to see you again. And we look forward to hearing an update when you increase your supervisory skills.
All right, thank you, and have a great day.
You too. Thanks, sweetie. Thanks, both of you. Sorry, Lisa.
No, thank you so much. So my name is Lisa Weinberg, and I am privileged enough to be the external partnership specialist for Denver Public Schools Career Connect program, which is part of the Career and College Success Program at DPS. And that's just a really fancy way of saying I get to meet really fantastic professionals and connect them with students who are interested in growing their career opportunities and college opportunities. So in the course of that work, I was able to meet Mark Babcock, who is the instructor for the Youth Construction Apprenticeship Program at the Colorado Homebuilding Academy, which is a fantastic program in our local area in Denver. And he is also the owner of the construction company that Jesus Hernandez works for, called HHB. And so, Mark, if you wouldn't mind sharing some information about Colorado Homebuilding Academy with us now.
Hi, yeah. So Colorado Homebuilding Academy is, I would say that we have three kind of levels to it. The first level is what we call the youth construction, where I'm working with high school students, most of them juniors and seniors, where we're trying to train them to get them prepared for careers in construction. Then we also have our boot camp, which is geared more to adults. This is a 6 to 8 week program that we do with that same goal, which is to get the students, the adults, entry-level careers in construction. And then the last program that we work with is actually in conjunction with the Aurora Community College. It's our construction management program. And that's kind of the next level, is where we're looking to assist our students. Same thing, get careers. Everything for us is about getting a career in construction. That's going to be at an entry-level management or estimating. So those are kind of the gist of our three programs. Excellent programs, and as I say, as we are all about what we're talking about today, which is getting a career.
Thank you.
Any questions?
Yeah. Do we have any questions in our chat space?
Sorry, Mark, thank you so much. I do have a question, if you wouldn't mind just exploring a little bit more about who can come into your program and what skills do they need to join?
So depending, and I guess I'll kind of go back to the beginning, the youth construction. Basically, we're looking for juniors and seniors, and I really and truly hate the terminology that we're using of where we're calling them at-risk youth. I don't think they're at risk. I think that they just need some guidance. So that the two programs that I'm working with right now is, these are juniors and seniors. Those are the ones welcome. In our boot camp, essentially 17 years old to 80. We have had all age levels in our boot camp. With that one is, I know, Lisa, you've provided links where you can go right to the Colorado Homebuilding Academy. You fill out a request for interview. It's a great program. It is actually all free. And, you know, the next step to that one is not only is it a free program if you're committed to joining a construction career, but we also give you $200 worth of hand tools to get you started in that career. And then the construction management is, of course, available to anybody that qualifies for Aurora Community College. You would apply via the Aurora Community College. We're a satellite campus. And I know I can't answer all of the stuff on the college side of it, but I know there is excellent subsidies and help for folks to get into our program in order to take the estimating and the scheduling version of it. So when you look at all three of our programs, who's it available to? Everybody.
What's the cost associated, Mark?
So the cost associated with the boot camp, as I said, all we ask from people is that they make a commitment that within 30 days of graduating from the program, that they have a job in construction. We actually have folks, we have career coaches that will assist them to do that. For the youth program is depending on the school. I hate to say it that way, but kind of depending on the needs of the school, but it works out to approximately $1,350 per year is the way that that one works. And then Aurora Community College, I believe the average course class is sitting right around $550 per course. And each of them is between 8 to 10 courses, depending which certificate. If you were to go after both certificates, it's just under $5,000 to get both certificates.
And those are covered through financial aid and those other ways of paying for them?
Yes, Aurora Community College has excellent people in place to help with financial aid, grants, student loans. Like they have some excellent folks in place to help people with that, to help cover the costs of that. As I say, boot camp is completely free as long as you make a commitment. And then the youth construction, the cost of it, we actually help subsidize that by, we give what's called HBI, which is Home Builders Institute certifications. And the Department of Education recognizes them and will give schools $500 per certificate back. So that, you know, we try to subsidize the cost for the schools as well by offering industry recognized certifications.
And I would guess, and of course, Mr. McCune, who's also here, because it's also a concurrent enrollment class, that it would fit under, especially here in Colorado, under our concurrent enrollment system, correct?
Yes, it does. So one of the school districts that I work with is Mapleton. And Mapleton is concurrent enrolled with Front Range Community College. And I don't know the numbers of what they get, but I do know that it's enough that there's very little cost out of the school's pocket to send their 30 students to us.
Wonderful, thank you.
You're welcome.
Mark, I got a quick question for you, Mark.
Yes, sir.
So say somebody's interested in construction, do they have to, your program offers a number of paths there, right? That boot camp, they can try carpentry, they can try being an electrician, can they try various trades?
Yes, that is actually one of the goals that we do. So the first part of every course, that does not matter if it's the boot camp or the youth, is tool safety. So all of them start there. But then what we do is we offer 2-week programs where what I like to say is it gives them a taste of the actual trade. So right now, the ones that we are offering are carpentry, framing, basically, and concrete, electrical. We're working on a plumbing one so that we have that available. And then that would be a 2-week course that would be kind of a follow-up after the 6 weeks of where they could start to learn like different trades, so to help them. That's a big part of our goal when we're talking about entering construction. There's over 4,000 different careers in construction. Well, how do we cover that? We can't. But one of the goals that we have as a team over at Colorado Homebuilding Academy is to help the student find their passion. So we do try to introduce it, and if they actually, if they bring something up, I have had students in the past that will choose something that we don't offer. Well, then we get really creative and we will either introduce them to the trade where they can actually talk to the specific trade they're interested in, or I have been known to kind of make up things on the fly in order to show them, hey, this is what drywall mud is like. So that is one of our goals, is to introduce and try to narrow down the scope of construction, because it is so big.
So Mark, we have some people who are not from Colorado, and then Wayne, if you could look at the questions that are in there for us. We have some people who are not from Colorado. What advice would you give them, or what information could you share with them about how to bring this sort of program to where they are?
So it's actually really interesting. My webinar before I started this one was actually with HBI, the Home Builders Institute. They are a national training group, and they literally are across the country and growing. So that would be my recommendation. If you are looking at getting into construction and are looking for some training, that Google is a beautiful place to start. Is you can just simply do a Home Builders Institute training facilities. I know they're throughout Texas. They are in Florida, very big group in Florida. They are in Virginia. There's groups in North Carolina. We've been helping groups get set up in Washington State. So that's where I would recommend folks start. Is there are a lot of great programs out there and growing. So I know workforce. Oh, sorry.
Now, I was going to say I have one
Go
more
ahead.
question before Wayne, because I know there are some questions popping up, and Wayne's been taking care of those.
Yep.
What about, because one of the things we do at GlobalMindEd is we look at creating a diverse workforce. And what kind of support do you have for your diverse groups? In other words, your non-white people, where in this field?
Yep. So we do have quite a bit of we have actually
And
a
Jocelyn
lot
and Jeremy
of
might want to
support,
answer that as well. Go ahead.
Yeah, like we have a lot of support out there. It's something that we've been working towards, is trying to get our program in Spanish. But then one of the things that we thought of, and it's sort of where I won't say we've stopped it, but rather than teach the program in Spanish, we instead went, what if we gave them support for English as a second language, to where they can learn? Because it's part of our goal is that I don't want anybody to stay as an entry-level construction worker. Let's give them all of the skills. So we do work with a bunch of different groups that are training and helping with our Spanish speakers. We have free math tutorials and tutors for people that are struggling in the math aspect of our program. So that, and then we have it worked down to financial aid. I know some of our boot camp students, especially, is they are in financial difficulty. So we have programs in place to assist them with childcare, with gas cards, with grocery cards, tons of assistance. I would hate to even say I've hit 50% of it, because we have a person on staff that is actually designated. Her job is to help folks with what they need to be truly successful in the construction industry. And whether it's an immediate or whether it's a long-term commitment that we do make long-term commitment. We kind of have this saying around our business, is that once you're a student, you're always a student. So that I've had folks come back 2-3 years later of where, something has happened, they may have gotten laid off, and we step in, our career coach will help them get a new job. And then our Irasu is her name. She will step in and help them with whatever financial aid that they need, that we can provide for them.
Thanks, Mark. And hopefully, if people have more questions about that, you can chime in. Wayne, were there some questions that stood out? Maybe just two before Lisa introduces Jeremy and Jocelyn.
Absolutely. So a question I had was from Janice: is this program a separate organization, business, nonprofit? Just wanted to know clarifications on that.
We are a nonprofit, so that we are a nonprofit business.
is we get both public and private funding to help support our programs. So that, you know, but we are a nonprofit business.
Thank you. All right, Lisa. Thank you, Wayne. Can't hear you, Lisa.
Hey, while we're connecting, Lisa, so this is Bernard, and I don't have a question, but just a comment. Mark, I want to thank you so much for your partnership. I'm with Denver Public Schools, and just the fact that you help our students find their passion and then get into a career that is their passion. So we so much appreciate your partnership, and look for ways that we can do it and partner better. So much appreciation to you and all the work that you're doing to help us help our students.
Oh, thank you very much. I think you can tell it's my passion.
Yes, we can. All right, Lisa, chime in, please.
Sure. So thank you very much. I hope you all have a chance to look at a lot of these links on the right-hand side in the chat box, which will also be available for all of us later on as well, to learn more about this program. Now, I would like to introduce both Jocelyn Robinson and Jeremy Ham, who are with the Workforce Development program at the National Western Complex. So Jeremy Robinson is the Workforce Development Coordinator for the
Jeremy Ham.
Did I say that?
We work a lot together, but we're not.
Yeah, we do. We're not that close.
You're not that close. Sorry, so sorry. Jocelyn Robinson is the Development Coordinator for the Horizontal Project, where she works with her colleague Jeremy Ham, who is the Project Manager for the Equestrian Center and the Workforce Development Program Manager at the National Western Complex. And today they are going to share with us what skills today's employers in the workforce are looking for when it comes to construction. Thank you.
Before you all share that, can you answer the question I actually asked Mark around what kind of things are available for people of color in this area around supports and networking and those kind of things, and then you can jump into that.
Well, because I've been in workforce development for well over 20 years and have considerable experience in Denver and other municipalities, we are very conscientious of the fact that there are not enough people in areas where they can really grow their careers. So we have partnered with many of the city organizations to make sure that we can get people, individuals, what they need in order to grow if this is an area that they're interested in. And the dollars that can be made in this kind of career can be substantial. So we don't want to leave anyone out. And I know that it's an individual commitment that we have to make to individuals that are interested. Can't just go into a meeting and sweepingly say, we're going to offer all of these things to you. What we have done is really try to connect and find out what exactly people need in order to be successful. Our mayor and others in our state have been very closely tied to these kinds of commitments, and they're absolutely supportive of the efforts that we have there. So to say it's one area, it's not. It's a lot of areas, and we will work with individuals as an individual to make sure we're getting them the right support they need.
There's that support, and then additionally, you know, for the city and county of Denver projects that we're working on, there's ordinances in place that we have to meet certain minority and women-owned business participation on the projects, so that you know, people, diverse people have, you know, opportunities to be on the project and you know, get a piece of the pie, you know. So yeah.
Thank you. All right.
It's not just workforce. It absolutely goes much further than just workforce.
Thank you.
And sure. the workforce in the minority business participation, they mesh together on these projects. They're integral, and they're just inseparable. and making the communities where these projects are happening, making them successful and giving them opportunities to succeed. So, so Lisa asked about skills and what employers are looking for. And what Jocelyn and I do is we kind of pick up where Mark left off. Hey, we want to help young adults find their passion. And I'm kind of a big fan of a guy named Mike Rowe. He kind of talks about, you got to not necessarily follow your passion, but you got to follow opportunities as well. And when those opportunities come up, you should go after those. And I think Colorado Homebuilder Academy is a fantastic opportunity for people who are not necessarily sure exactly what they want to do to try out a number of things and that'll give them valuable information like, hey, I really enjoy doing construction. I want to go this way, or they can do it and try it out and be like, hey, I really didn't enjoy this, and they can probably find that out fairly quickly in some introductory classes, and it wouldn't cost them anything. So I think that's a very smart way to go. If you're not exactly sure which way you want to go, that's a smart way to go. But the skills that they're looking for is intelligence, and that's kind of the first one, is not necessarily following the herd. You need to figure out you in your situation and where you're at in your life. For most people, it's probably not going into a whole bunch of college debt, but maybe it is. If you make sure that on the back side of that, that the career you're going into is going to pay off that college debt in a pretty short amount of time. The other skill that a lot of construction employers are looking for is initiative. They don't want you to just sit there and wait for somebody to tell you what to do next and what to do next and what to do next. That, they can program a robot to do those sorts of things. They want someone to take the initiative that's going to look ahead and say, hey, this needs to be done. I'm just going to go do that, and maybe it's the right thing, maybe it's the wrong thing, but there's a lot of forgiveness if you just show the initiative and like, hey, that person's really going after it. They care about what they're doing, and they care about the organization. So those are, the skills that I think a lot of employers are looking for. And it's just, being able to manage their time, manage their finances to the point where they can be just reliable to show up and to do their job, particularly in construction. It's not necessarily a skill, but it's important to have reliable transportation. So, and Jocelyn and I are working with another organization called Work Now. And they're kind of the hub that kind of holds all these things together. And if somebody really wants to find a career, they get their training with Colorado Homebuilder Academy, and then they say, all right, our requirement is you need to get a job after that. Well, how do you get that job? Well, Colorado Homebuilding Academy probably is going to port them towards an organization called Work Now. Work Now will get them in contact with individuals like me and with Jocelyn, who will have job openings for these city and county of Denver projects. And so, hey, my passion is for concrete. Hey, great, we're hiring for concrete workers. Come on, we've got this job. We'll try to hook you up with a registered apprenticeship program. And in that program, in addition to gaining job skills, you can also simultaneously earn college credits through various organizations. And and that's sponsored by the company that you're working for. So, there's fantastic opportunities in construction, and Work Now and Jocelyn and I would be happy to help any individuals who are in construction or want to get interested and want to find fruitful careers in construction, and also continue their education without racking up a bunch of debt. We'd be happy to help them out.
Question, tell us about the salary ranges.
Well, you know what? I did some research.
All right, thank you.
Usually the job with somebody just coming in and doesn't have a lot of experience, but has that desire, they're considered laborers, and they could start from like $13 to $16 an hour, depending on the company. From there, they go to a lead, which is about from $18 to $20 an hour. Then they become a foreman, $24, $25 an hour. And a superintendent, they're paid very well. Maybe
what's very well, Jocelyn? What's very well?
Well, Well, $60,000 for someone that started at $13 an hour is a considerable serious career. Yes. For college graduates, they usually start in the engineering field, and maybe Jeremy knows more about this, as well as the apprentice field. But my research shows that college graduates in the engineering area usually start about 50,000, and then they'll go into the office engineer where, you know, they're in the field, but they're in the office at the field at about 65,000. Project managers about 90,000, and senior management is well over 100,000. So as I don't have a construction career. In fact, I don't even know how to put a nail in the wall straight. However, there is, for those individuals looking for a profitable career, this construction is going to be around for a long time. So I definitely think it's an area to look into, but Jeremy could probably speak since he's in the project management area better than that.
Thank you, Jocelyn. I appreciate that.
You know, and I kind of want to add on to that as well. You know, if you say you're an electrician, you start out as an electrician, and you're going to start off as an apprentice electrician, and you're going to be making, anywhere from, $13 to $15 an hour, as she was saying. But, if you look at that, like these two parallel tracks of somebody goes to college for 4 years and racks up a bunch of debt versus the person who goes into the electrical career. And, once they come out after that 4 years, that person who has an engineering degree is making about $50,000 a year, say, on average. Well, that electrician who's been making money that whole time comes out after that 4 years. He's a journeyman and has his electrician's license, and he's probably making just about as much as that college-educated, debt-laden engineer on the other side. Took a different path. So, I mean, I think the challenge is that those first couple of years, if you can convince your parents that, hey, I'm in an apprenticeship program, I'm still, if I can still live at home here for a while, just like, hey, I may be living at home and still going to community college. Well, I'm going to still live at home for a couple of years and get my feet underneath me. And then, once you've graduated, then you can, make enough money to live and be out there on your own, similar to that 4 years of being in college. And then now you should be able to theoretically go out there and live on your own. So, that's certainly viable careers. You got to follow your passion, but you also got to follow opportunities, and the skills or the trades that require higher skills, such as HVAC technicians or electricians or pipe fitters, plumbers. Those careers tend to require higher skill, and so they demand a higher wage as well, as opposed to a laborer. There's less risk and less skill involved there, so it doesn't demand quite as high of a wage. So
thank you. Wayne, did we have any other questions? Wayne, where'd he go?
I'm looking in right now. I don't see any other questions that have not been answered in the chat yet.
Okay.
The only thing I would like to add is that the city of Denver, along with other municipalities, but let's talk about the city of Denver. They have ongoing projects that will be ongoing for years and years. Even the project out at National Western is at least 5 years continually. The museums, the parks and recs, the libraries, and for heaven's sakes, don't forget the airport. So getting into an area that has a long-term opportunity for success is definitely worth looking into.
Especially now, I think, because one of the things you see when you're moving around, even in this pandemic, is a lot of people working in that area.
Yes.
Construction.
Yes.
It doesn't seem like it stopped or slowed down at all. They might have actually, it looks like they're doing more now, maybe because everyone's at home.
Well,
is that what's going on?
The mayor and the governor identified it as an essential part. So it never stopped. And maybe Jeremy can talk about it slowing down some, but I agree with you. I don't think it's even slowed down at all.
Yeah.
It's pivoted is what our company is talking about, where, you know, some of the retail and some of that is slowing down, but, you know, some of the data centers, because, you know, all of us being able to do all this stuff online requires infrastructure from a lot of different companies to be able to transfer and have all this happen. And so they're increasing their facilities. You know, food distribution is increasing some of their facilities. So some things are decreasing, other things are increasing. So, but it's still growing. So
yes.
I like the way you put that. It's just pivoting, right? We're doing less of this, but now we're doing more of this.
More of this, yes.
Yes, I like that. I like that. Any other questions or comments? How are we doing on time? Let's see. Oh, okay, we're good.
Jeremy or Jocelyn, I just have this little piece of information in my mind that you talked about, and I was hoping you might share about how, if somebody is interested in, say, becoming an electrician or going into one of the journeyman trades, how when they get hired, sometimes companies will pick up the cost of their apprenticeship. Could you talk a little bit about how some companies work through that process with their employees so that those employees have an opportunity with a minimized cost to the employee to excel in their careers?
yeah, there's certain companies that, you know, are affiliated with unions in particular, and most union apprenticeship programs have a component there where you can get the college credits associated with it. So companies that hire the you know, union individuals, those companies sponsor them to go into the union and union apprenticeship program, and that's kind of how the program and the process works. It's kind of company dependent as far as who will do that and offer those, but they're certainly there. There's a high demand for there's still high demand for hiring in construction, and you know, there's competition out there for people who want to, like I said, show the initiative and have the work ethic to succeed and excel and really have the passion for it. There's companies out there that will help them out along the way.
Mm-hmm. Are you seeing a lot of jobs unfilled right now?
I think we're seeing it's kind of there's a bit of a lag in the system right now, in that you know, there is always demand for you know, highly skilled and highly driven individuals.
Okay.
So that's always there. And I think there's right now, there's going to be, I think those positions are going to get filled fairly quickly, as if the unemployment checks start to slow down or decrease in size and people are become a little more motivated to find careers again. We're going to see a lot of those construction careers, as they are essential, are going to get gobbled up fairly quickly. But we'll see.
What? And the only thing I could add to that is one of the jobs that we had on the horizontal piece, they are going to be moving the railroad tracks from in front of the Platte River to the other side of the property. And I can't even imagine what that's going to look like. But anyway, the people that they were looking for, they had some heavy equipment operators and laborers that they were looking for. But because that's part of transportation, they had to be able to pass a background check with arrest records years before. So it's been difficult to try to fill those jobs. And out at the airport, I believe they also have to have some sort of security background check as well. So some of those heavy duty requirements, a lot of people or some people can't fill, but we're very optimistic, just like Jeremy said, that at some point people are going to really start looking at, okay, no kidding, I got to get back to work and forget about this unemployment check. So I think we'll have success. I think our construction area will continue to have a high demand.
So you all talked about some jobs offering them to work and earn college credit, and then perhaps even help pay off some of the debt that they may have acquired trying to get their certifications or whatever. What would someone ask of an employer to find out about that?
I think the main question to ask them is what kind of apprenticeship programs do they offer?
Okay.
You know, just understand their apprenticeship program and how it operates, and how, you know, and you know, it's as you should have that conversation with any employer is like, where's my opportunity for growth here? Because you always want to go into those assuming that, hey, even if you're working in McDonald's, you don't want to be like, yeah, I'm just here for a couple of weeks. You're like, hey, I'm here. I want to show the initiative. I want to add value to this company. I want to do what I can. How, you know, what's my growth look like? How you know, how are you going to help me? Because I'm going to do my part. I'm going to bust my butt and I'm going to do the good work for you. What are you going to do after I do that to advance me and, you know, get me to where I need to be and where I want to go?
I love it. Thank you. Wayne, do we have any more? No more? Okay. I see stuff popping up, so I wanted to. Okay, well, we're doing great. Is Jesus still on there?
Yes, I'm still here.
Jesus, did you want to add anything? Uh-oh, you're muted. Jesus?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Uh-huh.
Go
ahead.
Sorry, what was that?
I said, did you want to add anything? Or did you have any questions for anybody that's participating?
No, I think I understood most of the stuff that they were talking about.
Okay. So does Mark, did you ask Mark the question of what's my growth look like in your company? Putting Mark on the spot.
Yeah. I have.
Okay,
yeah,
good.
I have. And, you know, we plan on getting as far as we can, as high, and maybe even become, I don't know, how would you say it? And like an ownership of the company, of part of the company.
I like that. Part owner company. Whoa, that's what we're all working towards. Okay. That's wonderful. Thank you, Jesus. And thank you, Mark, for offering that opportunity to our young people, Jesus. Dr. Singh, do you have any questions, seeing that we're hoping to do something like this with you coming up?
No, I just want to tell everyone thank you so much for allowing me to be here. I've actually learned a ton during this myself. So always wonderful to learn about new careers and different careers from us, and just happy to be here and contribute.
Wonderful. Well, I love it when we can give the gift of time. So if we don't have any other questions, Carol, did you have anything you wanted to? Well, wait, Wayne, please share with us what you do and how you connect students to careers so people can know.
Let's do this. All right, so my name is Wayne Watts. I am one of the members on our virtual programs team. What we do is career chats. So career chats are informal, meaningful career conversations with amazingly dope leaders such as yourself, with amazingly dope students. And they have real, genuine conversation. Like, what was your path like? Like, how was it being a woman navigating spaces in tech? Like, how was it being a Black male trying to get through an education? So we have that space for students to really be able to pick up and soak up game. In addition to that, we also have a program called Career Challenge, which they actually do project-based learning and virtual assignments. So we've partnered up with some really dope initiatives across the country where students get a chance to do that. We actually right now have done 40 career chats this year. We've done the Minnesota Vikings, we've done the Obama Foundation, we've done the Denver Nuggets, we've done the #2 local news station in the country out in LA, talking about what the pandemic is looking like out there. We've done NASA. So we hold them, you know, we'll be holding them through the summertime. This summer, we're actually looking to do some IG takeovers, so taking it less out of the Zoom focus. Everybody's been Zoomed out and Google Meeting out for real. So what we're looking to do is turn up with the kids where they at. So IG, Twitch, TikTok. So we'll be going through and having conversations while kids are cooking up. So that's what we do. If you want more information, I'm gonna put the link right here. What we did is we provided free access for anybody to listen to our podcast. You have to be a Denver Public Schools student to watch the video content though. So if you're a Denver Public Schools student, you would have access to be able to get on Schoology. But if you just want to learn about more careers, I'll put the link and you'll get a chance to see all the chats. Matter of fact, today we had 2 chats right before this. We had Lockheed Martin with engineering and we had ULA with engineering. So we kind of did our aerospace engineering day today. So yeah, any questions for me? Anybody? Okay. Thanks. Appreciate that. I'm gonna put
Thank you.
in the chat.
Does anybody have any ideas where we might take some of our lunch and learns next?
Why did you pick construction first?
So that's interesting. One of the reasons we picked this is because Lisa was so passionate about the program that Mark and Damon do. Thanks for joining us, Damon. I see you there. She was so passionate about it when we talked. I said, this could be a good first thing because all the players were right at our fingertips, right? So we knew them. We could just, make the phone calls and people got on board quickly. And so it was easy to do and it made sense. And it was something that Lisa was very passionate about our young people about. So we thought that would be a good place to start. Is that okay with you?
Well, I appreciate the opportunity to talk about something that I am passionate about as well. So I know I speak for Jeremy. If there are any other questions, please don't hesitate to contact us.
And have we all put our emails in the chat space?
Oh, no, I didn't.
So if you haven't, please do so that people can get a hold of you if they want more information about what we talked about today and if they want to connect with you.
And Plashan, there was one woman from Florida who said that they didn't have something like these programs mentioned in Florida, but that she had learned a lot through the FLATE program, which I don't know, maybe you guys all do know, but I thought if she's still on, maybe she could just share for a minute, unmute herself and just share about that. So we have some sharing across states as well.
Yes, who was that? Do you remember the name, Carol?
She was right here in,
Janice
is it Jocelyn Robinson?
Janice Thompson.
Oh, Janice, I'm sorry, Jocelyn.
Oh, and mute her.
Jocelyn right here.
Janice, are you still there? No?
Yes, she's there.
She's there.
Is she struggling to unmute herself like everybody else? Is she there? Is she shy?
No, she's here. She's
okay.
She's trying.
Hello? She's just trying to unmute herself.
We've seen your video, Janice, and it looks like you're not muted. So if you wanted to say anything.
Maybe she doesn't have audio.
You know, it's not be connected to audio.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can hear you.
Maybe she can put a little bit about FLATE in the chat for everybody.
Yeah. And so maybe you can ask your question again to her, Carol. What she might.
Yes, just Janice, that you had said you learned a lot from the FLATE program in Florida. So maybe if you can just give us a tiny bit of information in the chat, then we could be learning across states with this too, which is exciting.
Thank you. And so Janice, if you can add that in, and I know we have some people from Illinois on the Zoom today. Did you all have any comments or you want to share what you all are doing in Illinois, similar or not? Thank you, Ms. O'Connor.
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
So my name is Yolanda Connor. I do career and academic support here for Champaign Unit 4 schools. And basically, I've known Plashan forever. And so she told me about this, and I'm really excited to be here and see what's going on across the country, and then just hopefully trying to make some links that are going to better help our students here in this space to progress in terms of the construction piece, in terms of Wayne's podcast. I'm pretty excited about all of these things. I need to take a few minutes to digest, but I'll definitely be reaching out to some. I've taken extensive notes, so thank you so much for having me.
Yes, thank you.
Of course.
Thank you so much. And it's good to see you.
I'm not interested in eating my lunch in front of everyone.
But we want to see it as part of the entertainment. See?
Oh, that's wonderful. Wonderful.
No, just
maybe
kidding.
Next time. Maybe next time.
Yeah, maybe next time. And we can imagine what it might smell like and all that. Anyway.
Exactly. Thanks.
Again, this time and space is really supposed to be relaxed, but we get to learn. And I know it was a lot. And Damon, I want you to chime in too if you want to share something. I know it was a lot of information, but hopefully we've given it to you in a way that's digestible. And because this is recorded, it will be, where will it be, Carol, so people can access it later or share it?
Yes, so there's a GlobalMindEd Event 2020 YouTube station, and we started doing programs about April 15th, and we're kind of officially launching our 2020 June conference next week, but this will be part of that. So, and we hope to run really with Plashan's leadership and Lisa and everybody, we're hoping all summer, so that you can, be with your kids if you want to, and look forward to having these lunch and learns and just exploring all the cool careers that are out there. So that's what we want to do. So this is the model for that, and we just would love your feedback.
And so, Carol, did you put that in the chat so they can see it, where they can go to the YouTube channel?
Yeah. Celeste, do you mind just putting that in there? Because Celeste has the exact wording.
Okay, perfect. And then Damon, and I know Janice Thompson, she's actually from Texas. She chimed in. So Wayne, if you can prepare that question or comment for us after Damon's response. Go, Damon.
Yeah, hi. Great to be here. I'm sure that Mark has filled you in on all that we do at the Colorado Homebuilding Academy. We are absolutely excited to be a part of this, and our three main programs that we have, we hope really create a kind of a pathway for students as they move from high school to the workforce, kind of general workforce training, but then also a college program that is designed to help them as they're in the workforce, or at that point as they're in the workforce, to even upskill while they have a job. So that kind of pathway, we look to moving that model to other states, further reach in Colorado, and then move it out to other states also. It's kind of long-term vision, and it's going to happen. Just ask Mark. He's got big plans. He's probably already told you. And we've partnered with some Careers in Construction, who really has a kind of a push into schools model with materials support. They create MOUs with schools all over Colorado. We've helped support them with a curriculum also, and train the trainer type model. And hopefully that model will spread to other areas of the country too. They're down in Pueblo, more than 14, 16 schools in Colorado Springs, and many, many schools in Denver Metro. And then I think as far as Durango also. So
thank you, Damon.
Yep.
Yeah, and Mark did cover a lot of that. So thank you for your addition. We're gonna need to wrap this up in a second. But Damon, was there another comment or question? I'm sorry, Wayne, sorry.
No, she just was letting us know. So she basically was saying from Denison, Texas, that program was started with 30 industries who pay our high school student tuition for interested high school students. So said it was that was a terrific website, but no additional question there.
Okay. Well, thank you all. Thank you all so much for being part of our first Global Minded Industry Marketplace Lunch and Learn. And we look forward to seeing you and your lunch next time. And don't forget, put whatever comments in there, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Take care. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thanks, Plashan.
Bye-bye. Have a great
Great
one.
job,
Thank you.
Plashan and Lisa. Thanks
Thank
again.
you.
Bye-bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Mark.
Have a good